If someone in a wheelchair tried breaking into your house, what would you do? Put a broom in the wheels. Let them have whatever they want. If they were able to make up my insane front stairs, they've earned it. Steal their chair. Call the police. Push it over. Provide assistance. Throw a bag of popcorn in the microwave. Remake the wheelchair death from Friday the 13th lol. As a Floridian, everything within my rights. So kill them. Raise the drawbridge. Offer some coffee. I would actually be amazed because to reach the front door you have to claim a mini 2-step staircase, so if he indeed can break into, he deserves to take anything he can reach. Throw the brake on the wheel, and say checkmate. Wheel them into the closet and block the door. Curb Your Enthusiasm style. Curse the tiles I put in front of my door to make it easier to move my bike inside. Burst the tires. Break his wheelchair. Wheelchair him away. Joke's on them, they have to climb the stairs. If you could talk to the little you, what would you say? That goth chick is not the love of your life. Sorry I beat you every morning, little guy. Stop being embarrassing. I'm tired of dwelling on the shit you do every night when I'm trying to sleep. I don't even know where to begin. Do not answer the phone on June 17, 1996. The person on the other end is not worth the next 5 years of your life. All you had to do was follow the damn train. Stay away from meds and the one-arm guy. It's a trap. I tell myself to stop watching Minecraft YouTubers all day and go outside. I'm sorry that things haven't been the way you dreamed, but I'm trying my best to get us there. Don't rush yourself. Honestly, I would give him a piece of paper with a message like that. I retain more of those memories. Talking just would get me ignored. Do better in school, you little shit. When your relatives want to keep your own money for you, just say no and move on. They won't give them back. Trust me. If you had a billion-dollar company, what would be the name of it? Maelstrom. Acme. My international topless taxi service app. Uber. Lots of Money Incorporated. Business Incorporated or official-looking title corporation. Last name Technologies Incorporated. Leafbee. ZenCorp. Fufleur. Amazon. Nice Junk. Umbrella Corporation. Funny thing is, it would be a bioengineering company with some genetic engineering thrown into the mix. The First Church of Jesus Christ Mortgage Company LLC. I will declare my company a church and pay no taxes. Wayland Yutani. Unseen Health Code Violations Incorporated. If you were to have any career immediately, no education or time required, what would it be and why? Assuming I magically have all of the knowledge I need, software engineer. Assuming I don't, probably something stupid like a waitress because I don't want to mess anything up. Son of a rich person. Author. President, no education required at all. Or politician. Kind of thinking either field mycologist or geologist. Sign language interpreter. I would make an exceptional surgeon. There's less to it than they make you think. Lots of helpers around, pretty much everyone built the same. Great tools handy, I could figure it out. After a few tries I could get good at certain things, like installing pacemakers or running the frayed end of 9-foot bridge cables up people's butts for colonoscopies. Like that. Oh, and my penmanship is iffy and I would be okay with multiple residences. Travel writer. If you woke up tomorrow to find out you were the richest person alive, what would your first instinct be to do with your newfound wealth? Get someone to organize the best orgy in history. Immediately try to start figuring out where it's coming from and how I'm supposed to manage it, that amount of money. My first goal would probably just be conservation because despite being the richest person I don't think my frugality would easily go away. Move to some place where it means nothing and give it all to the first guy you see. Then go back and be like, you gotta ask that guy, he's the man now. Buy shit. Rule the world. I would upgrade to an amazing PC within hours and then give my wife the keys to the kingdom. I am not fiscally responsible. Buy a money printing press to flood the national currency like the Nazis planned to do to Britain during World War II. Buy private jets. Create a property empire. Buy something that I've always wanted that I could never justify spending the money on. Instead of telling us your age, which was the first video game you played as a kid? Bong. Imagine MFS, say Fortnite, Super Mario Bros., Super Mario World, Spyro, Crash Bandicoot, Pokemon Blue Edition. I chose Squirtle and looking back it was indeed the hardest decision of my childhood. Not sure which one was really first, but I'll throw in Bubble Bobble, Maniac Mansion, Gianna Sisters, Super Mario 64, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Space Invaders. At the arcade. At the mall. Which is no longer a mall. Attic Attack. Horus and the Spiders. Lego Batman 2. How about first, plus last? Pong Missile Command. Angry Birds. Tetris. Probably Tetris. ASCII Star Trek. Played on printed sheets of thermal paper. Jade Cocoon. Harrier Attack. Let your mind wander. What pops into your head? Are ghosts real? Do they haunt you? If my mom is haunting me, she can't do anything. Do ghosts have emotions or are they just there as a body? What if you filled a water gun with blood and sprayed someone you don't like with it, saying it was fake blood? Not a very pleasant random thought, but a random thought nonetheless. An image of a polar bear clinging desperately to a shrinking piece of ice in the Northwest Passages. Usually sex flashbacks. Can I just sleep already? What made us the top of the food chain? It has been proven that other species have advanced languages and can communicate like we do. What made us so intent to dominate and fuck over the balance of life? Rubber ducks in all the different designs you can find. I found a rubber duck wearing graduation attire. What would you call a half-robot bear? Cybear? Robo-bear? If your pet could talk, what would it tell you? The food's terrific but the service is terrible. 1 star. Stop fucking clinging on me every damn minute. Sigh, does the mini crying human have to live here? Dog, when's daddy getting home? I prefer him. Cat 1, we need more things for me to lay on. Cat 2, if the other 2 were gone, I'd cuddle you more. Feed me, asshole. I have 2 cats who are very different. The nice one would probably demand I stroke him and find a bauble for him to play with. The not so nice one would tell me to feed her or leave her alone. Give me a bite or I'll poop in your shoe. Right this second they would be yelling at me because I cannot stop the thunder. Our cats hate loud noises and it is booming out there. I would be surprised if he talked. He's dead for 3 years now. Itchy itchy itchy. Men of Reddit, how often do you actually wipe after you pee? This is a thing? I just scoot my mangina across the carpet like a dog. The only real time a guy wipes is after a post-sex pee where the urine forks and gets on the toilet rim. That's when you need to wipe the toilet. Wipe? Wipe what? My penis? Absolutely never. Even if I sit down, I give it a little shake and that's it. I used to wipe as a kid but the last drop always ends up in your pants no matter how hard you try. You guys wipe? Almost always at home. Never at a urinal or public bathroom. Wipe what? Why is dick wipe not an insult? Every time. Wipe? Not much tbh. I shake. I squeeze up the shaft until any liquid forms droplets on my belt. And then shake again. And give another little shake for good measure. And then I just generally forget about it and enjoy the rest of the bus ride. Men do not. About pizza. What is something more controversial than pineapple on pizza? People that take the cheese off. Anchovies. Sardines on pizza. My mom loves it. Nothing is more lol, but something just like corn on it. Anchovies. I love pineapple pizza if done right. Pizza with no cheese. Do you know those really thin pizzas? People that get those are cringe. Like WTF, you're literally paying full price for like 1/4 of a pizza, ha ha ha. I used to hate pizza altogether. Donair pizza. Just get a donair psycho. Pizza with no sauce. Pepperoni is overrated. Eyes. Our war crime of a pizza place is now offering crab rangoon pizza. It's pizza but with cream cheese and fake crab spread all over it. I saw it in the buffet line and thought someone blurfed. The pizza delivery guy. Eating the crust first. Strawberries on pizza. White sauce instead of sugo. Any platform. What is the most nostalgic video game for you? Mario 64, Heroes 3, Ocarina of Time, Simpson Hit and Run, Sega Mega Drive and the first Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario Bros., Yars' Revenge, Atari 2600, Halo 2 on an Xbox, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, Shadow of the Colossus, that moment when the first monster turns to you and his eyes glow red. Yikes. Super Smash Melee, Oblivion, Michael Jordan, Chaos in the Windy City, don't care what anyone says. It's a decent platformer and I will always love it. Ratchet & Clank Going Commando on the PS2. Ratchet Clank Deadlocked. Legend of Dragoon. I still replay most of it every couple of years. GoldenEye, Cruising World. https www.youtube.com watch? Vdu1D73Q0PLW. Super Mario World. Bilingual people, what language are your thoughts in and why? A mix of both. Though I mostly think in Spanish and I write everything in English. Whichever one I've been speaking most recently. Depends on which language I am using at that moment. When I speak right English then I also think in English. But when I speak right Norwegian then I think in Norwegian. I'm not bilingual, but I hear from my friends it's whatever language they've been speaking most recently. So if they were speaking Mandarin, they think in Mandarin, but if they were speaking English, think in English. Or if they aren't fully fluent in another language but just conversational, whatever their native language is. Do you think there should be a limit to how old a president can be? Why or why not? Yes, as clearly anyone could be president even up to their 90s when dementia and senility could affect them. Yes please. Have a president that is actually still gonna be around when his actions have effect, for fuck's sake. I wouldn't say there should be an age limit, but I do think all presidential candidates should have to take a cognitive test, a civics test, and a general knowledge test with the results made public. This is ageist. Pouting face, pouting face. Pouting face, pouting face, pouting face, where are my mashed potatoes? Yes, no more dinosaurs. No, but anyone running for any elected office should have to pass a cognitive test. And it should be harder than person, woman, man, camera, TV. They should have to pass a civics test as well. No. Let the people decide. Electric car owners, what do you know now that you wish you knew before you bought an electric car? The majority of the charging is done at home, something I wish I had understood. Almost all of it. In actuality, unless you take many lengthy road trips, you won't utilize superchargers or range extenders as much as I used to worry about them. The catch-22 of maintenance. Electric cars require much less maintenance than combustion engines. This is great, except that combined with the low current attach rate, it doesn't pay to get certified to work on EVs. Unless you're going to the dealership, it's a bit of a pain to track down good care. The shops also know that you don't have a lot of options and aren't really incentivized to give you great service. One-pedal driving with regenerative braking is a game changer. I rarely need to use the brake pedal and probably would have serious trouble driving a car without it after getting used to it. Forget Breaking Bad, The Wire, and Sopranos. What is the best series of all time? Better Call Saul, House MD, Band of Brothers, 6 Feet Under, Star Trek TNG, The Good Place, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Firefly, Dark Mr. Robot, IP, The Office. True Detective Season 1 is incredibly underrated, I feel. Chernobyl, The West Wing, Mad Men, Band of Brothers, Ally McBeal, Father Ted OFC, Thundercats, Justified, Spider-Man cartoon from 1994-1998, Mad Men. So hard to pick one. These two are a toss-up. Firefly, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Red Dwarf, She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, Battlestar Galactica sci-fi remake, Breaking Bad, Always Sunny, 2.5 Men, Charlie Sheen Air Only Though, Lucifer or Quantum Leap, Modern Family, Babylon 5. Gun shop employees of Reddit, what are some red flags that have caused you to deny a sale of a firearm? Serious. Asking if a bullet to a leg would kill a man. What if I haven't actually been charged yet? Does it have to be my wife to get the restraining order? What if the felony was a long time ago? When two people come in together and person 1 asks all the questions, handles all the guns, makes a decision, but person 2 starts to fill out the paperwork and says that they are going to pay. If you had a domestic violence conviction, but could prove she was lying in court, can you still get a gun? Straw sales are the most common things outside of standard background check things. I've personally told people to kick rocks if it's a partner of someone who is clearly being coached by someone not purchasing a gun that day. How are you is simply a formality and doesn't always imply that the person cares about how you're doing. What other questions are misused this way? You got a problem? Is not used to express concern, but usually to berate someone or to start a fight. What's up? Talk to you later. There's a nail in your head. How have you been? Those kind of things. Platitude, a remark or statement, especially one with a moral content, that has been used too often to be interesting or thoughtful. The Britishite? Which is basically the same thing, being an extreme contraction of "are you alright?" If you don't really want to know how I'm doing, then don't ask. Don't normalize being a jerk and saying "I don't really mean it." Geez. You alright? Basically just a greeting. No one answers that question, just says "yeah thanks, you?" How do you get someone to say their own name 10 minutes after you've met them because you've forgotten it? How do you spell your name? It's Andy. Andyc, that's how I'd spell it, but I keep seeing Andy. You can never tell these days. Remind me your name, please, I have shitty memory. Don't ask them, just avoid using their name. Start dating them. During sex say the name of your ex and they will 100 correct you. Problem solved. Better to ask 10 minutes after kindly say, "Sorry, memory is bad, can you remind me?" than after you've crossed paths daily or they are your neighbor or your kids play sports together. Then it's totally awkward. The trick is to repeat their name. "Hi John, glad to meet you John, do you play sports? Oh John, do you play online games? John, are you okay? You're looking pale John, keep breathing John, don't you die on me John." If you could pet any animal without it being aggressive or hurting you, what would you choose? A monkey. Elephant. I would love to have a gorilla for a friend. They aren't really too aggressive, but having a gorilla friend is outside the realm of possibility for most people obviously. A brown bear. Penguin. A moose. Lion. That tall, black-haired guy laughing at the end of the bar. Daisy Taylor. A bear so big, so fluffy, so huggable. Goose. A bear. They just look like giant fat dogs. Lion or tiger. A lion. Shark. So smooth. Blanket. Wolf or bear. I got to pet a jellyfish the other day at the Baltimore Aquarium. The type we got to touch was much more solid and less squishy than I thought it would be. Lion and monkeys. Mountain lion. Jaguar. Go for those forbidden boops. Black panther, or any panther. Siberian tiger. Those ears. Want to scratch? A porcupine. If a gold meteorite crashes into the earth, who gets to keep it? Me. I guess it belongs to the country that it landed at. In the US it is owner of the property it landed on. There is actually a law and court precedent on this. The US government would claim it as a satellite and keep it for themselves. I do. Filed the claim years ago. The government, I would imagine. Most likely it would land in the ocean. If in international waters, first come first serve. Meteorite would be somewhat vaporized and broken up on entry, making recovery significantly more challenging than just going and getting a giant block of metal from the bottom of the ocean. Whoever catches it. That's why I always wear a baseball glove. The government of whatever country it lands in would keep it. They're real assholes when it comes to treasure. The place where it crashes will be the neutral territory. Let's the fight begins. You called dibs. How often do you interact with your high school social circle? Never. Not since I left high school. My best friend from then is still my best friend today 35 years later, pretty much every day. I work with 2 of my best friends from high school. The rest of the lads are in a group chat, and we meet up once or twice a year for trips. I have contact only with HSPPL who study the same degree at my uni. All the time for a handful of friends from then I'm still close with. Sometimes I bump into others when I'm back in my hometown visiting family. But that's it really. I'm pretty close to like 7 of them, we talk most days, although sometimes we only share memes or stuff that they know I'm interested in. There have been some times I drifted apart because I don't like to commit much times to friendships but they just don't let go of me. They're really kind and understanding, so I don't get mad at it. Every day. In person once a month, over phone every few days. Invent a gun that doesn't fire bullets. What do you got? A literal missile launcher. Weed. Small crossbow. A water pistol. A gun that fires bees. I'll call it a BB gun. A potato gun. Paperweight. An impotent gun. A flare gun. A gun that shoots poisonous darts. Ray gun. Pizza cannon. Rail guns can use a variety of non-traditional projectiles. Fairly impractical thus far though. Cupcakes. Guitar picks because you lose them anyway. Depends on the projectile. Laser or energy rifle. Not as hard as you might think but I won't tell you why. The mythical weapon of a taser that always makes contact if you hit them. Fart gun. PRRRRRRTO wait you wanted a dart gun. Okay sorry my bad. Squirrels. If you knew Judgment Day was Monday, how would you dress? Birthday suit. If it's Monday, so it's just day. Meaning joggers or sweatpants and a pretty tight t-shirt. Coffee. I'd get a suit made of asbestos. Flip-flops, shorts and a sleeveless shirt. Hell is hot. Long flowing white robe. Shorts and one of my they might be Giants t-shirts. I'd wear my custom-made 3-piece suit that is red W flames. I wouldn't. Guilty. I'd probably wear something from Lululemon so I'd be comfortable while looking stylish. Ready for work. I need your clothes, your boots and your motorcycle. Sweatpants and a t-shirt. Cause God don't care what's on the outside, only what's on the inside. I should probably wear my running shoes. In an ensign yellow Star Trek uniform. Like I normally do. Dress? Are most Redditors secular atheists? Why or why not? There are literally huge religious communities here on Reddit, so I'm thinking the answer is no. Thoughtful face. How dare you? I'm a Placerian agnostic and don't you forget it. Agnostic because I don't know what I don't know. Probably, atheism is trendy and people do love their trends. As an adult, what's something that scares you? Human stupidity. That I'll need to keep working for me to have my basic needs covered. Taxes. Having something big come up I forgot to pay for on time, getting onto the property ladder without living in a horrible hood, a wedding speech, possible best man speeches, wasting time, and worst of all something happening to my children. Keeps me awake some nights and my mind just goes totally dark. It's logically unrealistic but it scares the shit out of me. Inability, failure to create meaning in my life. Taxes, and taxes. Knowing that one day, inevitably, you'll be gone with the passion you've carried your entire life and the passion you've always had towards the future. The worst part is you'll never know when. Taxes. Women, coffee, that the screaming kid at Applebee's will grow up to be my doctor. Responsibilities. The fact that as I get older so do my loved ones. If you could change something about the opposite sex, what would it be? That they can have orgasms as easily as dudes. Hopefully they'll give me the ability for multiples. To never suffer periods ever again. Reduce their propensity for mental illnesses. That's not even really a sex-based thing. I just think everyone can benefit from that. That every time they sneeze a mythology creature is born. I wish their bodies would stop fighting against them. Move the clit a bit down, so that they can get the same pleasure from penetration as we do, without the need to be genetically lucky. No bleeding during periods, and no pain basically. The only way to tell if you have a period now is different discharge can choose when to be fertile, and self-abort, like some animals can. Eliminate menstrual syndrome. It looks like hell. For them to never feel period pain ever again, and have orgasms as easy as men. And, most importantly, give them wings.